Hey everyone. So I just wanted to take a little bit of time here to explain what you need to do here in this EssayBasics assignment / quiz. All right, so first, remember that even though this is in a quiz format, it's really just an assignment. It falls under the assignments grading category. It's to follow up on the lessons from weeks 1 and 2, all about, those basic elements of essay writing. Just like all of the other regular assignments for the course, you will have points taken off for wrong answers, but you get the option of submitting corrections to gain those points back if you want. That's why it's in a quiz format. It makes that process much easier for you and me, because the quiz will immediately point out what was wrong. I'm going to go through it. So when you take the quiz, when you submit it, it might tell you what it might show you a score, but that's just the preliminary score. There will be some written responses on this that I have to go in and grade manually. Plus, I also look at all of the multiple choice questions and things like that, just to make sure that the computer has graded it appropriately. So just keep that in mind. You'll probably see a score that's not necessarily your final score, right? Once I do grade it though, and you do get your final score, if you missed questions, you can easily go in and see which ones you missed. And then, we'll work on submitting the corrections for that. It just makes it a little easier. All right, but I do want to go through each section and make sure you understand what each section is about, just like I do with all the other assignments. So I'm going to share my screen here. Right, and we're going to look at this quiz, right? So we are, again, practicing, we're just following up on the lessons from weeks 1 and 2 on all those basic elements of essay writing. We're going to start with thesis statements. So the first section here is identifying strong thesis statements. This is questions 1 through 5. For each question, as you can see here, you're going to have 2 thesis statements to choose from, and your job is to choose the one that is the best or strongest of the 2, right? So option A here is there any question that cell phones have changed our lives in a very big way? Option B is, while cell phones provide freedom and mobility, they can also become a leash, compelling users to answer them anywhere and at any time. So your job is to think about everything we learned about thesis statements, what they are, what their purpose is, what makes a weak one, what makes a strong one, what types are completely inappropriate and not acceptable. Right? So based on all of that we learned in week 1 on thesis statements, you choose the one you think is the best, the strongest. Right? So you're going to do that for questions 1 through 5. The next section is creating thesis statements. Okay, this is questions 6 and 7. So you're going to have this example here for both of them. It's the same example. You're given a topic, you're given 3 main points, and then you have to come up with the thesis statement. So our example here says, our topic, you have won the lottery and can choose to travel anywhere in the world. Write about one place you would like to visit and explain why you'd like to travel there. Well, you're thinking about it and you're like, I want to go to France. And the 3 reasons that I want to go to France are, I would like to travel to France because I love French food. I would love to see Paris, and I would like to practice my French and become more fluent. Those are the 3 reasons I would choose France if I won the lottery and could travel anywhere. So my thesis statement takes my topic and the main ideas of my 3 main points and combines it into one single grammatically correct, focused thesis statement. If I won the lottery and could travel anywhere in the world, I would travel to France because I love French food, I want to see Paris, and I would like to become more fluent in French. Right? You're not adding anything, you're not adding any new information, right? You're not leaving out any of the main ideas either. You got to take the main idea of the topic and the main ideas of each main point to create that one single grammatically correct focused thesis statement. You're going to do that twice. The first here in number 6, now it says your turn. Topic 1, education is important to have. Here's your 3 main points. It could enable one to get a better paying job. It makes a person a more interesting individual. It makes a person a more informed citizen. Here in the box, you are going to create a thesis statement out of this information, just like the example showed you. Okay? And then you're going to do the same thing here in question 7. Same example, right? Different topic and different main points. You'll type your thesis statement here. So again, one single grammatically correct focused thesis statement that takes the topic that you're given and the main ideas of the 3 main points you were given. Don't leave anything, don't leave any of the main ideas out. Don't add any new ideas. You're not creating things out of thin air here. You're using exactly what is given to you to create that thesis statement. Okay? The next few questions are on introductory paragraphs. Number 8 is just a multiple choice question. Number 9 is a short answer. So, what are the 7 attention grabbing techniques discussed in the introductory paragraphs lesson? You're going to want to list those exactly as they appear on the slides. Okay. Question 10 is also about introductory paragraphs, specifically where your thesis statement should appear in that paragraph. Okay. Then we're moving on. The next section is getting more into body paragraphs. We're looking at point and support. Okay. So I really want to go through this section real quick. It can be a little confusing. Let's see, and I think there's 3 questions like this, right? So what we have here, it says the following list of sentences are from a small paragraph, though they are not necessarily listed in the correct order. One statement is the main point, in other words, the topic sentence, and the other statements are support for that main point. From your answer options, choose the one that correctly identifies the main point, P, and the supporting examples, S. There were some examples of this in the lesson, right? So make sure that you're thinking about that. So we have these 3 sentences that make up a small paragraph. I won the state lottery. This has been a wonderful week. I got an A on my chemistry exam. Out of those 3 sentences, which one is the topic sentence? Which sentence encapsulates the main point that all 3 of these together are talking about? Whatever one that is, that's the one that would get marked with P, right? So we have 3 options here. If you think the first sentence is the main point, and these 2 are the supporting examples, then you would choose this answer, PSS, right? PSS. If you think the second sentence is the main point, i.e. the topic sentence, and the one above and the one below it are the supporting examples, then you would choose this option, SPS, right? Support, point, support. And if you think the third sentence is the main point, topic sentence, then you would choose the last option, SSP, right? So you got to think about first, what are all these talking about? Which sentence seems to encapsulate the main point of all 3 of them? Because then the others are just the supporting examples for that main point. Once you have that figured out, find the option that has them labeled correctly in the correct order. You're not changing the order. You're just identifying this first sentence. Is it support or point? Right? If I think it's support, I know I'm not choosing this answer because this one has P listed first, right? So you're just figuring out the order, and you can even kind of jot it down on a scratch piece of paper. I think the first one is the main point, P. I think the second was support, the third one is support. So I think it's PSS. and then look for the answer up here that gives P, S, S, and choose it, right? Question 12 is exactly the same, except we have 4 sentences now. But again, figure out which one is the main point. All the rest are supports. Same thing with question 13, 4 sentences. Which one is the main point? The other 3 are the support. Then find the answer that matches up to what you think the order is. All right, the next section is on vague versus specific support. You're going to have 3 questions like this. Basically, you are given 2 passages on the same topic. And one of the passages, the supporting examples are very vague. They don't give a lot of information at all. The other passage gives us very specific examples. Your job is to figure out which one is giving us the specific examples. So here in question 14, both of these little passages are about Professor Smith and how he is an excellent teacher. So read the first passage, then read the second passage. Mark the one that you think gives the most specific details in the supporting examples. Because we want specific, right? We don't want vague, we want specific. Same thing for question 15 and question 16. Next section, we're moving into topic sentences, specifically identifying topic sentences. So you're going to have 3 questions here, 17, 18, and 19. You have a paragraph that is missing its topic sentence. See this blank right here? Got no topic sentence. Your job is to read through the rest of the paragraph, figure out what the main point is, and then choose the topic sentence that best fits. Okay? Pay attention to exactly what is being discussed in the paragraph, and then choose the topic sentence that you think works best for this specific paragraph. Right? So again, you're going to do that for 17, 18, and 19. The next section is on creating topic sentences. Now we have a paragraph. Again, it's missing its topic sentence, but now it's your job to create a topic sentence for this paragraph, right? So you're going to want to read through this. Really think about what this paragraph is talking about. What is the focus of this paragraph? Why is it using these specific examples? What is the point that's being made here? And then create a topic sentence that would make sense as the first sentence, the topic sentence of this paragraph. You got to keep that in mind. It's not just, you're not just saying, oh, this paragraph is about blah, blah, blah. Or just even saying blah, blah, blah. Not even putting it in a complete sentence. You are supposed to create the topic sentence. We learned what topic sentences are. It is the first sentence of a paragraph that tells the reader exactly what the narrowed focus is. Okay? You got to figure out what the focus is and then create the sentence. You can go back up to 17, 18, and 19 and see, okay, I could see what this paragraph was about. What answer did I pick as the best topic sentence? Hopefully you were right, and then you can use that to sort of as a guide to help you sort of wrap your brain around what you need to do to create a topic sentence for this paragraph, right? And then you'll do the same for question 21. Totally different paragraph, totally different topic. It's missing its topic sentence. You need to create it. Remember that topic sentence needs to be one sentence. It's the first sentence of the paragraph. It needs to be one single sentence, and it needs to be as focused and specific as possible. Okay. Our next section is on coherence, right? We learned about this in the body paragraphs lessons. You're going to have 3 questions in this section. So for each question, you have a paragraph, sentences from a paragraph but they are listed all out of order, right? So here in 22, question 22, you've got 5 sentences from a paragraph. They are listed out of order. Your job is to put them in the correct order, right? So you can see these little drop down menus, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got to figure out which sentence comes first. And whichever one you think it is, mark it with a 1. Which sentence comes second, whatever it is, mark it with a 2, right? So start with the topic sentence, because that should be the topic sentence, should be the first sentence, right? Once you figure out what the topic sentence is, you know what number 1 is. And then go from there. Use transition words to help you figure out the order of the rest of the sentences. Use, if they're using other types of transition words, if they're using some sort of logic, you know, just do your best to identify the topic sentence first, and then the correct order of the remaining sentences, okay? Question 22 is 5 sentences. Question 23 is 5 sentences. Question 24 is 11 sentences. So it escalates pretty quickly here. Do your best. Really use those clues, you know, to figure out what order to put the ideas in, okay? And then the last 2 questions are on concluding paragraphs, right? Both true or false questions, pretty easy. But you can see how all of these questions go directly with the lessons from week 1 and mostly week 2, right? You need to know about thesis statements. You need to know about introductory paragraphs. You need to know everything about body paragraphs. And you need to know about concluding paragraphs, right? And just remember body paragraphs, in case you know, kind of missed this in the lessons. Body paragraphs are all the paragraphs that come after the introductory paragraph and before the concluding paragraph, right? It's the middle of the essay. And we don't know how many body paragraphs there would be. Every essay is different. We always have an introductory paragraph. We always have a concluding paragraph. The body paragraphs in the middle, maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 20, who knows, right? Those are the body paragraphs. You need to know thesis statements, introductory paragraphs, everything about body paragraphs, and concluding paragraphs. This is going to be a good check to make sure that you are understanding the basics of essay writing, okay? And then, again, you'll get to make corrections if you need to, if you want to. But if you have any questions or run into any difficulties, please reach out. I'll help however I can. But do keep in mind that it isn't just a regular assignment, even though it's a quiz, okay? And it says a 2-hour time recommendation, but I don't put a time limit on any of our other assignments. So there's really technically no time limit for this one either. I don't want it to take you that long though. Hopefully it doesn't. But just, you know, do your best, but just know that you will be able to make corrections if needed. But it is important that we learn this information before we get too far into research in APA format. Okay. All right. Get out of here. So again, if you have questions, let me know. Otherwise, you guys are free to go ahead and start.